Hey, it's Ken. So we're going to talk about tools and ammunition selection and why I've chosen what I've chosen. This subject of truck guns has been around for a long time, and I think I've seen it all. I've seen shotguns, ARs, AR pistols, all kinds of expensive pistol caliber carbines, and it took me a while to settle on something, but I did settle. Now, the big thing for me when push came to shove is cartridge compatibility. Now, they started back in the 1700s with the long hunters. You could buy a rifle and a brace of pistols in the same caliber. Then we moved on to cap and ball, and then we moved on to actual metal cartridges. But the ability to purchase a pistol and a lever action rifle, even in the 1800s, remained the same. So push come to shove, in the end, that's what I settled on. And the reason I made cartridge compatibility my number one choice was that all these videos that I watched about truck guns is, in the end, it came down to that individual was required to carry and supply themselves with two different types of ammunition. And I decided for myself that I was going to cut that out and just go with one particular cartridge and then stick with that. So you already know it's the 357 SIG, and that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to move things around here a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll go on after I show you my weapon selection. All right, so first is my EDC. As I said, when I'm going on trips with the weekend, I'm going with the wife or whatever the case may be, I'm carrying this Glock 32. What I've done here for this Glock 32 is I have purchased the threaded barrel, which changes the barrel length from 4 inches to 4.5 inches. Now, why would I do that? Well, according to FBI, penetration is king, right? Penetration is more important than the actual, whether or not your hollow point projectile functions. It's still important to get plenty of penetration. So if that's the case, then more barrel length increases the muzzle velocity, and then it increases your penetration. All right, so there we go. There's my concealed carry, a Glock 4.5 inch barrel in 357 SIG. Next is my pistol caliber carbine, my PCC. Actually, it's not a pistol caliber carbine, but it's pretty close. And I carry it in this container, this case right here, because I can lock it up, and I can even use a cable lock to attach it to the seat of the car, so it's not going anywhere. Even if someone breaks into the car, I mean, dang, it'd probably take them hours to get it out. But anyway, this is what I carry it in with me all the time. And then obviously we open up here, and there it is. Okay, so I'm going to get it out here and let you take a good look at it. All right, here's the weapon itself. Specifically, this is a Glock 31 with a 5-inch barrel, suppressor ready, 5-inch barrel to increase muzzle velocity. And this is a Recovery 2020N frame. It does extend. All right, and what I've done is I purchased this handhold and magazine well. And what happens here is I can take fun sticks All right, and I'm ready to go. Okay, now these two fun sticks have the Underwood Extreme Defender in them. And then I have another longer fun stick that has Ranger T in it, okay? And I just keep that piece of tape on there to make sure nothing falls out accidentally. All right, so this stays in my vehicle with me. And if anything becomes an issue, then I can get to it pretty quickly, along with my go bag, and do what I need to do. The next thing we're going to talk about here, after weapon selection, pretty simple stuff there, right? The next thing we're going to talk about is the shooting that I did, I guess the summary of all the shooting I did, and you'll be able to see why I chose the cartridges that I did in 357 SIG. So let's go ahead and get that knocked out now. The 357 SIG review. First thing I want you to notice is I used HST for 9mm and the first 357 SIG cartridge because I believe HST is the gold standard and a close second is the gold dot. From there we moved on to Ranger T, Golden Saber, and then Underwood Extreme Defender. Now putting 9mm in here because honestly, everybody says, oh, you've got 9mm, it's good to go. You don't need 40 Smith & Wesson. You don't need 357 SIG. Well, I totally disagree. And what I want you to look at here, look at the measured MV for the 9mm compared to the 100 range measured MV of all the 357 SIG cartridges. Okay, so 9mm is an excellent self-defense round. It will work great in this type of situation that we're talking about. However, I do believe that 357 SIG is the better choice. Now, I did not choose the 357 SIG HST because I believe it was designed specifically to penetrate 12 to 18 inches after functioning and no more. So for my, what I wanted in projectile selection, that wasn't good. The 357 SIG Ranger T, I did select it. If you will notice, it is not the fastest. It's faster at 100 yards than the HST, but it is still slower than the Golden Saber Bonded at 100 yards, but not by much. It did function at the 25-yard line, but failed to function at the 50-yard line, but I'm okay with that because it's still packing a big wallop. More than the 9mm at the muzzle, okay? The Golden Saber 357 SIG, the Golden Saber Bonded, I was a little bit disappointed. All these rounds are great at the self-defense ranges. Unfortunately, here it has an extreme spread of 150 feet per second from fastest to slowest shot that I tested, and that is not good. So that's why it got thrown out. And finally, the 357 SIG Underwood Extreme Defender. It has a solid monolithic fluted tip, and it's supposed to create great permanent cavity because of the fluted tip, and I believe that's true. And if you'll notice, at 100 yards, it still has the fastest feet per second, so that's what I'm interested in, and that's why I selected these two, the Ranger T and the Underwood Extreme Defender. Those are my two choices. All of them are good for self-defense ranges, but at 100 yards, I believe those two are the best. All right, I hope that was educational for you. You got something out of it. And here's my thing. If you have an extra pistol laying around, like a lot of us do, I think it would be more inexpensive or less expensive for you to buy some type of frame, like a 2020N or something to that effect, and just use that. As long as the barrel is 4.5 inches, preferably 5, 9mm, preferably 5-inch, because you want to get as much muzzle velocity as you can out of it. 357 SIG and 40 Smith & Wesson, it doesn't matter, 4.5 or 5-inch, either work well. But I also don't want you to forget that there are other combinations like 357 Magnum, 38 Special, and 44 Magnum. Heck, even 41 Magnum. Okay, so there are selections out there if cartridge compatibility is the most important thing for you. Okay, you don't have to buy the next, in my opinion, you don't have to buy the next fancy Google, this, that, PCC, this, Raptor, whatever, right? You can just, whatever extra pistol you got laying around, you can get a frame for it, get it hooked up, and you're ready to go. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. We'll talk to you next time. But I also don't want you to forget, okay, so there are other selections that you can make out there if there are other combinations like 357 Magnum,